Yo, what's up, guys? Good win for the Leafs tonight, defeating the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2 in overtime. Now, guys, obviously, this is the second game of a back-to-back for the Leafs tonight. Last night, they played the Boston Bruins with a great win, beating them 6-4. And I have to say, what a game last night by Austin Matthews, Matthew Knies, and Mitch Marner. Spectacular game by that line last night, guys. 13 points from that line. Knies with 3 goals and 2 assists. If you guys saw my video the other night when the Leafs played the Islanders, I had said Matthew Knies needs to get his shit together. You know, he had gone 9 games without a goal, 3 goals in his last 17, and he responded beautifully with a hat trick against the Bruins. And like I said, to assist Mitch Marner, a goal and 4 assists. And then Austin Matthews, surprisingly, coming back in the game last night. I was very surprised here. Austin was leading the end of warm-ups, and then after he comes back into the game and he gets a goal and has a couple assists. Spectacular job by Austin, and he was all over it last night as well. You know, he was hitting guys. You know, he looked really good off the puck and dangling guys. You know, he looked really good last night. That entire line was spectacular. And they continued their good play in the first period, though, obviously after Philadelphia had taken a 1-0 lead early on in the first period. But Matthew Knies continues his hot streak, you know, scoring another goal, guys. 4 goals in 2 games for Matthew Knies. Spectacular job by him to get that rebound in front of the net there to tie it up 38 seconds after the Flyers had just taken the lead. And the Leafs, I felt, played pretty good in that first period, guys. You know, they were moving the puck well. You know, they got 13 shots on net. You know, they were really testing the Phillies goalie. And then after, you had Ekman-Larsson, who comes into the zone, and there was a loose puck, and he just does a little poke, and it goes right through the net and goes right in. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? I've never seen a goal like that before in my life. Ekman-Larsson just making a poke like that. It was really a weird goal, but you know what? We'll take it, right? And the Leafs took a 2-1 lead, and I felt they were playing pretty well. But then in the second period, guys, you know, the Leafs, they looked a little tired, you know, after playing against Boston last night. Of course, Leafs only generated 5 shots in that period, guys. You know, they did have a power play. Didn't do much on that power play, of course. So, a little bit of a frustrating situation. But the most frustrating thing I will say, guys, was at the end of the first, of course, was when Jake McCabe got into a scrap there with the Holloway. And, you know, it frustrates me. I understand Jake McCabe is defending the goalie there. You know, the refs could have blown the damn whistle a little bit earlier, too, you know, and prevented McCabe and Holloway from going at it. They don't do it because the refs are lazy. And then after, you know, McCabe and Holloway, we see them going at it. And then McCabe, of course, falls on his head. And then after Jake McCabe, he looks wobbly. He looks woozy. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the aftermath of John Tavares taking that knee to the head from Corey Perry against the Habs in the playoffs back in 21. McCabe was holding his head. He fell back. Riley had to hold him up. It didn't look like a good moment there for Jake McCabe, and obviously he didn't return to the game. And Jake McCabe's already had a head injury once before against Tampa Bay where he took that puck off the back of the head there. So now I'm a little bit concerned that Jake McCabe's going to be out for a little bit now, and him and Kristanov have been absolutely spectacular together playing on that shutdown pair. So to see Jake McCabe go down off something that didn't need to happen, something very avoidable, and to now lose one of your best defensemen, it really hurts the Leafs, and you could see it hurt them in the rest of this game. Like I said, the second period wasn't great, you know, only getting 5 shots on net, and even the third too, guys, 5 shots on net. The Leafs had 13 in the first, and then they combined for 10 the last 2 periods, right? So the Leafs weren't very good, I felt, in the second and third period, guys. They didn't really test the Flyers much, you know, so the Leafs, though, they find a way to win hockey games, guys, playing tight defensively, you know, not giving up that next goal, and then obviously they go into overtime. And then we finally get Morgan Riley breaking his streak. Guys, 26 games without a goal, guys. Morgan Riley hasn't scored until tonight. Austin Matthews with a great pass to Riley, of course, guys. And Riley snipes it under the arm of the Phillies goalie. And boom, Leafs win the game 3-2, guys. Getting the 2 points. And once again, the Leafs win a game that they weren't obviously fully involved in. Not their best game. But they find a way to get the 2 points, guys. And that's how it is. You know, Dennis Hilteby, I thought he responded really well after giving up that bad goal in the first period. Guys, it wasn't a great goal by Hilteby. That's a savable shot. He's got to save that 9 times out of 10. And that's what happened there. And you know what, guys? He responded well, I felt, Hilteby. You know, he really got back into his game. You know, made some very good key saves in the first period. And he also made some good saves in the second and third as well. So he really responded well, making 30 of 32 saves tonight. So a really good job by Dennis Hilteby to respond and get a good win under his belt, you know. So a good job by the team. You know, Leafs blocking shots at 17 blocked shots, and a really good job by them. Of course, you know, continuing to do what they do, learning from Kristanov and the coach telling them, you got to continue to block shots. And that's what they were doing. Now, the power play, of course, is becoming more and more of a concern. They only did one power play tonight, the Leafs, but it's starting to worry me a little bit. You know what I mean, guys? The Leafs starting to get lower and lower again in the percentages. Bottom half there. It's not looking good for them, of course. So they got to pick that shit up before the playoffs because they're going to need a power play or else we're going to be singing the same old song and dance about how the power play is ineffective and they can't do anything in the playoffs without an effective power play, right? So, and the most important thing, guys, is that we had two defensemen scoring tonight. Jake McCabe obviously scored last night against the Bruins. So the Leafs are the league low. Leafs lead the league in low, guys, obviously. 8 goals now. Well, obviously 10 from last night. It was 8. Now it's 10. But my God, man. Finally, the Leafs are getting some production from their back line there. You know what I mean, guys? They really needed it. So now let's see if the defense core can get going a little bit. Maybe start getting some more shots on net. I also really liked Connor Dewar's game. He was all over it a bit tonight in this game, guys. He had a great chance in the first period, but he was absolutely robbed. So I don't blame Dewar at all. I thought he was really good in this game, guys. And as well, William Nylander, he's having a little bit of a slump lately. 6 straight games without a goal for Willie. This is the first that he's had a little bit of a slump. But you know what? I think William Nylander, he does this a little bit of times, a little bit here and there. So I think Willie will get back to scoring eventually. But it's a little bit concerning, of course. But I think he'll get back to scoring sooner rather than later, of course, guys. But you know what? Listen, guys. Leafs steal again another 2 points. Win the game 3-2 in overtime. Still have the league in the Atlantic, guys. Really good job by the Leafs. Continue to get points. Continue to find different ways to win. And that's how they've been doing it this year, guys. They've been finding different ways to win. Outscoring teams, defending teams, holding them down to a goal or two. The Leafs have done their job, guys, of finding a way how to win games. And that's Craig Berube-style hockey. They just got to continue playing this way, guys, because I would love nothing more to get first in the Atlantic this year, guys. Something the Leafs haven't done in this core era, so this core 4 era. So let's see what happens, guys. But good one for the Leafs. They got to go now to Philadelphia and play the Flyers on a home and home on Tuesday night, guys. So let's hope the Leafs can get 2 points then, and we'll see what happens then. But guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you like this video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Leafs, go, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're a more. Ciao, guys.